And welcome back, everybody. It is Let's Play 35 plus years of Advanced Squad Leader. We are back. It's a Monday. Unfortunately, it means it's a solo day, but I'm not going to let that deter us. We're going to get some, hopefully some fun action going on here. I should probably take off. There we go. So today, it being a solo day, it's going to be another short scenario, or potentially a short scenario. I'm not quite sure how this one is going to turn out, but we'll see. I am actually, now that I think about it, I do have to label some stuff. This scenario is a scenario from Fanatic Enterprises. If anybody is aware of their products, I'm not sure they can even really be gotten anymore, just because of their I think Fanatic Enterprises is defunct now. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned that before. So anything that that you can ever find is either extremely overpriced, because that's just the wargaming community. So it's either extremely overpriced, or you have to find pirated, essentially, copies somewhere, because copyright law is somehow still a problem in this. My personal views about all that aside, this scenario comes from what is called the Polish pack. It is scenario 177, and it is called the First Invasion of Germany, because this was, I believe, a sort of counter-offensive by the Polish troops to actually take a very small amount of territory of German territory by some Polish troops, and we're going to see the effects of that. So this scenario, not only is it just strange because you don't really expect the Polish to be on the offensive, but is interesting, different in how it portrays some of the necessary objectives here. So in our scenario, the Germans start with some units over on board 10. Board 10 is cut down by half. And then there is Fanatic Enterprises board that they created. They had, I think, 4 or 6 boards somewhere around there. I'm sure the official board picker will be able to point out how many. But suffice to say, they had their own maps that they designed, and it is the Germans' responsibility to go across the map from this right side, cross the entire map, and then get to board 10. As long as they have 5 or more VP of good order units, so it could be vehicles, it can be infantry, it can be single man counters, doesn't matter what it is. As long as you get 5 VP of good order units there and remain there until game end, the Germans win. As you can imagine, the Polish troops are the ones that will be chasing them and trying to prevent that from happening. So, yeah, we'll just run into it. I've got a couple, one other thing I want to add to this scenario, which is we actually have some weather, not necessarily shenanigans, but we do have some weather effects going on here. So, moderate EC is what we typically see. However, we do have wind, which itself is kind of strange, and is blowing to the northeast. So if there's ever any smoke or flames, that's going to be something to keep in mind. Lastly, for anybody who's been who plays and who has access to board 10, you'll note that all the buildings on board 10 are wood. As well, the row house bars have been eliminated, so you can actually get some movement in between those buildings, and some lines of sight that you might not otherwise have, say Z4 to BB4. So since the Polish don't have anything that they can do on turn 1, because the Germans set up first and move first, I should say German turn 1, but either way, I'm just going to do their movement ASAP here. So there's nothing I want to do with the troops on board 10. Where I have them is pretty good for where they are. Additionally, units that start on board 10 cannot leave board 10. And now that I think about it, that's even dumber for a thing, but we'll get to it when we get to it. So the Germans get 8 squads, 2 leaders, a DM, MMG, and 2 LMGs that come in from off board. So we'll just do this, like I said, pretty quickly. So does weather happen? It's mathematically calculating every possible equation in the world here. Every permutation of the dice. This is weird. There we go. Finally. 6, so nothing happens. There's nothing I want to do in prep fire phase, so we go to movement. I CX 2 squads, 1, 2, 3, bypass for 4, 5, and then 6 into FE-1F9. I'm going to have 1 stack with a leader declare CX. They will take the road, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oops, 8. And then road bonus for 9. And then this other unit, this other stack will do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 into FE1H5. There's nothing else that can happen. Nobody can shoot. There's no defensive fire. There's no advancing fire phase that I want to do. There's no routes, and then we'll go to advances. So the units up top will go into the stone building. The closest, or the furthest to the west units will jump into J6. And then the last remaining troops, barring the vehicle, which I'll just move to the side here for a sec, are going to move into some brush. You know what? I'm going to split these guys. You know what? This is probably the best option. Yeah. So I need to, well, I want to split these guys up, and technically I could split these guys up as well, but there's less of a point for them. I need the guys in the back to split up because as we get to Polish turn 1, you'll note that 1, I have to roll for weather, which there's no change. But I get to place the Polish troops. Now the Polish troops have to come in as riders, so all their infantry have to set up 2x2 into these trucks. A regular squad is 10 PP. Laugh about it if you want. And then on top of that, an SMC is 1, and theoretically, under the rules of the scenario, they wouldn't be able to bring their DM MMG because they don't have enough PP. I'm not quite sure because to me it goes over by 1 unless I'm mistaken something. So I'm just gonna assume that that's like a screw up somewhere. Maybe they were supposed to get an LMG. I don't know. Either way, all the Polish troops are going to come in on board as truck riders, and they get a set of 4 armored cars. Now, these armored cars are the same model, well, the same type. What's the same design? There we go, but a different model. So we have the Ursus WZ34 Model 1 or Type 1. And then the Model 2/Type 2. One of them has, obviously, a CMG, so it's got machine guns, whereas the other ones have an actual cannon and makes them a little bit more dangerous. These guys don't have radios, so they essentially have to come in together as platoon movement. And the trucks don't have to worry about how they're coming in. However, because they are trucks, and because they're coming in from off board, essentially, it does mean that a lot of their movement is kind of going to get bogged down, and there's not much of a reason to go through open ground because it severely shortens the amount of range you can get, and isn't particularly that great. So the things to consider here are that the armored cars have to go first, which is why I want these guys to split up. So I have, if one of them gets overrun, it doesn't affect both squads with the LMGs. And I need to be able to punch through effectively enough so that I don't have to worry about like any extra backup moves or whatever. And I think this scenario might go by quickly because if anything kind of goes wrong for the Germans, if they get overrun or bypassed, you can kind of expect that they won't get to the end of the map. And because units on board 10 can't move off board, it means they're stuck there, and that's a problem. So, yeah, and again, you'll see why that's even dumber, I guess is the way to put it. So yeah. Anyways, that is the Polish setup that I'm going to go with. I'm not going to bother with concealment because theoretically, once they get to here, they would lose it automatically. So there's no prep fire, there's no rally phase actions. We'll go straight to movement. The vehicles will start in motion automatically, and I'm going to have the 37mm vehicles go first. So, oh, you know what? They should start unbuttoned. Wait, are they? They do not have a white background. Are they supposed to be? Whatever. Okay. Presumably they're open top. So, half. This is 1.5. There is 2.5, and then 3. So it's 3 to get here. 3.5, 4. I immediately need a counter here. Change label and P. This will be 4.5. And then, what is that, 7? 7.5? So 7.5 here. And I think I'm going to continue once more for 10.5. Do I want anybody to shoot at them? I'm going to have the guy with the MMG reveal himself and shoot. He does have a +1 to his 2 hit, but still. It won't hit, and no rate of fire. It doesn't really matter what happens now. And I don't want to waste the shots waste. I don't want to use up the shots yet, so I'm going to have them continue and be unopposed. So that'll be 13.5. This will be 16.5. They will turn for 17.5. And then, oh wait, I can't even, You know what, that's fine, actually. This guy will turn, and then both will be button up. And that will be the end of their turn after stopping. Next up, we have the other 2 armored cars, so they will do the same thing. So it'll be half, 1.5, 2.5, and then 3 to get past the first truck. So that's also something that the scenario dictates, is that I think there's 6 trucks that are placed immobilized on map. I don't know why they're immobilized. I'm sure there must be some indication on the scenario card. Maybe it's a bunch of German troops that just ran away from their trucks or something. But, yeah. So 3, 3.5, 4, then 4.5. How do I want to do this? I think the best bet here is have the guy where the truck is going to shoot at the nearest guy. It's a +1 for 2 hit because he's CX'd. It is a +2 for moving. So that's immediately 10, and then small size. So I'm going to miss. I do have rate of fire, but I can't shoot a second time because he hasn't spent an extra movement. So he gets there. Do I want to... No, that makes the most sense. So these guys will then turn 1 for 5.5. Guy with the LMG is going to shoot a second time. Misses a second time. No rate of fire this time. The vehicles will then declare an overrun, which is a quarter of their movement. Fractions rounded and all that. So it's 7. Plus cost of movement into the terrain, so it's 8. So this is going to be 8 to 13.5, I believe. Now I need to do math for overrun, because unfortunately Ursuses are not... I do not have a PDF for minor vehicles, which is unfortunate. So we got to get the overrun table and do the magic that is within. So overrun, the unit is not concealed, so there's no checks that need to be done there. The unit has first fired with its support weapon, so can't do any IFT or actually I think... Oh, you know what? I would have done it because yeah. So, I think these have to be button up to use their weapons. So there's no reason to never not button up. But it's something I should try to keep in mind. So, first vehicle will go in. Like I said, there's no shots or anything against them. Nothing that can really be taken into effect here. So... the overrun firepower is a 2 base firepower, because the usable main armament is a machine gun, and then it is 1.5 times the usable machine guns plus IFE passages and all that. It would be halved if you were adding those guys. But we're not, so it is 1.5 times, so it is a 6, so it's 8. I believe it's an 8 firepower shot. There is a -1 for being an open ground. Yeah, I believe there's a -1 for open ground, but a +1 for there being a vehicle in the way, because I'm pretty sure TM from vehicle is just as long as there's a vehicle. I don't think it has to be an armored vehicle. Does it say here TEM? Terrain combinations, terrain changes, TEM. Oh, it might actually just be for AFE. All infantry in the same location with a wrecked friendly AFE, abandoned enemy AFE are entitled to +1. Huh. So a vehicle does not give TEM. Only in AFE inherent, vulnerable, survival, AFE, wreck hindrance. Oh, gotcha. So there's probably a +1 hindrance from a vehicle. All right, but that's not the case. All right, so it's just a -1. That's interesting. So 8 down 1. That's a 6 on 8. 6 on 8 is going to be, I believe, a 1 check. Yeah, 1 check. That guy will break, which is not great. He will lose CX. He will lose his first fire as well. And then there's no shots that they can do because they are now broken. There's no real shots that I can do against anybody else, and I will have the AFVs will subsequently overrun another hex. Actually, I can't do that. I can't do the hex. So instead, I'm going to have them move. I'm going to have the back guy overrun the same poor bastards in the back. It'll bring it to 21.5. So I'll just change this back down to 0. And then we'll be in motion. And it's going to be another 8 down 1. Oof. 2 on an 8 is a KIA. So there goes a full squad with an LMG, which is not great. That's like the opposite of what I could ever possibly want there. At least as the Germans, anyways. Alright, so that is the armored cars. Now, the vehicles I gotta be careful with. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do I try getting out here? Not really. What is it for brush? Brush is... Truck is 6. So that was 7. 7 to here. 8. 12, I believe. Open ground is 4. Or is it 5? Open ground is 4. Yeah, so 12 to get here. I'm gonna have this guy shoot. Actually, it might just be on the infantry fire table. Either way, I'll just use that as its infantry. I'll just shoot as a group. So it's 7 firepower, up 1, I suppose, because of the CX. But there's no other. I don't think there's any other modifiers, which means I rolled an 8 on 7. Which unfortunately is 1 above the vehicle star line, so I don't even get an immobilization out of it. The riders will take an 8 on 7 is a normal morale check, so normal morale check for both the guys there. Break and break. I don't believe they have to bail because it's not the truck that's affected. Oh, you know what? Do I have to do a roll on the inherent crew? Probably. Passenger crew, yeah. So MG versus armor, G general, all vulnerable. Collateral attack, blah blah. Yes, give me the flowchart. Why would you not give me the flowchart? General resolve. If a vehicle is, oh yeah. TM hindrances C, DRM as if vulnerable. We're the only one being attacked. Yada yada yada. Okay, so crew. The crew is fine. Actually, do they get pinned? What's the allied crews have a morale of? No, their highest is 8, so they will not be affected. All right. Cool. So that gets them to 12, so they will continue to 18. 18, and then 22, 26 in motion. I'm pretty sure they don't have to bail out. Let's double check. See, bailing out is only for AFEs, which is weird. Riders. Riders are, yeah, no, passengers. Yeah, passengers may remain in their vehicle even while broken and may route beneath a stop. Or may route beneath the stop, yeah. So if I had one extra movement, I could have stopped and then they'd be able to route from there, but whatever. Not really the end of the world. I'm going to leave 2 residual. Next guy, same idea. I believe I said this is 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 to get there. You know what? 9, 15, 21, 25, and then stop. As I stop there, I'm going to have one squad reveal itself and shoot. I think that's... Is that long range? I don't think it is. No. So it's 4 firepower. 6 on 4 is 1 above, which is unfortunate, but is normal morale check against everybody inside. Alright, well, the leader will go berserk. Can't wait. He might not actually be able to. It doesn't apply to passengers. Alright, okay, so he just passes with flying colors. German sniper does not activate, which I didn't even put him on, but whatever. And literally no reason to ever have a sniper out here. So we'll just do that. Next squad is completely fine, and the bottom guy breaks. Which, honestly, is not the end of the world or anything. These guys are... Yeah. Those guys are revealed and first fired. Next up, we've got guys that are 1 hex further away. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 16, 22, 26. And I'm going to have the last guy take a shot. Might as well leader direct him, so in case he cowers. I don't think he will, but yeah, nothing happens. Oh, that's true. I think I should have put a +1. Whatever, it doesn't matter. At most, I don't think I calculated the +1, so it'd be this. Because he would actually, no, this guy would be pinned is what I should have. Over here, I don't think it mattered, so that'll be fine. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16, 22. Stop for 23. Yeah, I'm gonna stop for 23. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Once I get here, this stack, oops, is gonna shoot. So that's 12, just so I don't forget. It'll be 4 up 2. Nope. So that's 12. You know what? This guy will subsequent, because why not? It is a 7 up 1. 10 on 7 is nothing. So that's 12. 16. 20. Stop for 21. Actually, you know what? If I can go... If I'm here for 20, I can... No. what I could do, I could do 21, then into bypass for 25, and then stop here for 26. And then this guy, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11, 17, stops for 18, and then unloads. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Defensive fire, there's not much that else that I can really do because everybody's shot, except for these guys up here. So advanced fire phase, I'm pretty sure I can get these guys to shoot. So they'll shoot at the guy in G6. That's going to be 6 firepower flat. Nope. And they cower, but that's not gonna matter. I could do, this is a quarter, doubled quartered. I can do 2 firepower flat against this guy. Nope. Nope. And then 2 up 1. Nope. All right. That'll be it. Routes. The 2 guys here can't route because they're in motion. So they'll just stay that way. Advances. The guy that got out, you know what? I'm gonna move one guy over here. Other guy's gonna stay here, which is fine. I can't unload in the advanced phase, pretty sure. So everybody's just gonna be stuck with where they are. There is no CC, so we go to German turn 2. Weather, no change. Rally phase, none that can actually take place. I'm not actually sure if this guy needs to... does anybody have range? This guy has range, technically. I think they might have to keep it as a result. There's no actions in rally phase or prep fire phase. Prep fire phase, I really need to do something about the armored cars at the very least. So I'm going to have the guy in G6 is going to shoot his LMG at the nearest armored car. It will hit. It won't kill it. No rate of fire. And then he's going to shoot 4 up 1 against the guys over there. Not going to do anything. I don't think I want the guys in H6 to do anything. The guy in J6 is going to assemble his MMG, which does count as using it, so probably would have been a better idea to hold that off or to do it last turn, but whatever. It does count as use of a machine gun, but I don't think it's all of their use, like all their inherent as well. So I'm gonna take a 4 firepower shot against the guys in I4. 6 on 4, I believe, is 1 above, but it is a normal morale check, so morale check leader is fine. You know what? I should be doing... I keep forgetting to do the driver. So the driver takes the 6. He's fine. The leader will break. The leader will... No, it's just a normal, so he doesn't ELR. This guy pins, which isn't going to do anything. And then the last guy will also break. So 2 guys will actually get to route out of the truck this turn. So I guess small favors. He shot, and I think that'll be it for prep fire. Do I have anybody else with an LMG? I don't think so. No. Movement phase. So now I gotta try and get people the hell away. This stack is going to try and do this as stealthily as possible. I'm gonna bypass K7, J7. So nobody should be able to see him. So bypass for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The guys over in G10 are going to lose their concealment at some point, so I'm not even going to bother. Might as well move them as a group. This is 2. I don't think anybody really has a shot on them. I got to... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, not even. So 2, 3, and then 4 to J9. have to get him to go into J10. That's a real bad spot. Yeah, I don't really have any good options there. And then the leader and squad in H6 are going to go up to H7 for 1. It is a +1. You know what? I'm going to have the 457 shoot at them. It's down 1 for non-assault movement, but up 2 for vehicle hindrance and brush. So it's actually no, yeah, that is so it's +1, and that's not going to do anything. So that guy is shot. I think there's 1 residual, but nobody else can move there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 into K10. I think that's it. Defense fire phase, I mean, G4 to G6 is a 4 flat. 3 on 4 is a 2 morale check. That guy breaks. That's not good. That guy already shot. The armored car in I6 is going to take a 2 firepower shot up 1. Jesus. Normal morale check. Okay. I'm regretting a lot of things right now. This guy has no real shot. I mean, I could turn this gun. Oops. And then shoot at him. Didn't do anything, so it doesn't matter. That's pretty much it, really. Not much else I can do. Advanced fire phase, none? Yeah, none. Routes, I have some very annoying ones to do, actually. So, because routes are always nearest, right? So, this guy has to route the J7. Theoretically, there might be no, I have to go. So an idea would be like, if you remain, is it equidistant to the nearest or equidistant to any? This is a very important question for routes. Route destination. Direction. I can't route towards, even if the enemy is broken or disrupted, which I think I messed that one up once, well, months ago or something. Can't decrease range to a known enemy unit. Can't move towards it after losing LOS. Must move to the nearest unless that route is through, not traversable, as long as it reaches the hex. Is it the end thing? That's because if it's equidistant, you can choose. I think that's what it is. Yeah, I think so. If no non, it broke him. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's if it's equidistant, you can ignore one versus the other, but not in this case. I have to go to J7. There's nowhere else I can go, or technically I could probably go to I9. It doesn't help me out. This guy, it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have to go to C7. I could also do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I guess in the spirit of, actually I can't even, I don't want to go through F6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'd have to choose here. Can I? It's the closest in Shit, this is a real big problem. because I would have to get interdicted. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, yeah. I can't go anywhere without getting shot at. So I'm gonna have to risk it because no matter what, I can't go here. I can't select any of these. I have to go to D6 or sorry D8, or technically C8 because there are 3, or C7, whatever. I need to pick one of these 3 rather than one of these 3. So, and I can't go into this building because I'm getting closer to this guy. Although not technically, but I can't choose it anyways. So I had to take an interdiction. The guy's fine, and then I think when I get here, am I safe? I don't think so. Nope. Interdiction. Okay, double 5s is great. So 3 and then 4, 5. I think I'm. You know what? No, I have to do D8. I need the 1, even if it's just 1 hex. I need the 1 extra hex of movement. It might not help, but I need all the movement I can get. As for the other side, they will route out, which I believe just costs 1, and then 2, 3, 4. I don't think anybody else is broken. Well, this guy's in motion, so he can't do anything, but yeah. All right, so that is that advance phase. The leader and 2 squads are going to go into the building. Leader with squad is going to go into L9 only so I can get a little bit more vision, and these 2 guys are going to go into J10 even if I don't really want to. There's no CC, so we go to Polish turn 2. Let's make sure everything is off here. Perfect. Polish turn 2, we've got weather, no change. Rally phase, there's a couple to do. So I will try to self-rally the leader. I will make it, which is disgusting. He's going to attempt to rally the guy with him. Won't. Germans cannot rally either of those guys. Okay, so prep fire. I don't really have any prep fire I want to do or need to do. Yeah, there's nothing I need to do. So I am going to... I'm going to go to movement. And in the movement phase, I'm going to have these guys start up for 1. So we're going to start for 1. Oops. I'm just going to reset. Yeah, whatever. So start for 1. 5. No, sorry. 4. 7. Bypass for 13. And then bypass... I should do this. Bypass for 19. And then I have to... Well, I don't have to, but I'll stop here. This they'll be stopped for 20. I think that's good. So they're there for 20. Vehicle in I3 is going to start for 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Stops for 18. And then a quarter of 26 is going to be 9. I can't jump out here because it's too much. Damn. So if I'm at 18, I can at least go well, I wouldn't have stopped. So 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 24, stop for 25. So he stopped for 25 there. This truck is going to start for 1, 4. Sorry, no, 5. Because truck open ground is 4. Yeah. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Actually, you know what? Oh, that does work that way. Cool. I don't like how it moves the map, though. That's about the only problem. So I think that's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Or sorry, 19, 20 after turning. Can I have... man, if I can make that so I don't have to follow the moves, that'd be super cool. That's gonna be... I'm gonna have to see if there's a way to disable that. Because if I could disable that, that'd be the best. I do not want to... I don't want to center on my moves with numpad. You know what? I'm gonna have to do this as well, so I don't. All right, whatever. All right, so this guy's just gonna get there. I think it was for like 20. Even if it's like for 23 or whatever, I'll still just stop there. Can't disembark anyways. Truck in I4J4 is gonna start for 1. He's going to get to J3 for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, I might as well. Then stop for 16 and then disembark for 25. I don't need to do anything else with them. This truck is just going to... Oops. Turn once. 1, so 1, 2, 3, and then stop. Literally just so I can have those guys get out and go into this building. The guy with the MMG... No, they gotta stay. Guy in H3, that's already on the ground, is going to declare CX. Goes here for 1, 2, 3. Man, I got options, so I'm gonna have these two guys shoot at him. It's long range. It's still 4. I think it'd still be down 2. So that's a 1 on 4, which I'm pretty sure is a KI. Yeah, that's KI. That is unfortunate. So that guy goes away. These guys get a massive shot. Over in G4, guy declares CX. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's good enough. This guy has to DM. This truck, we'll say he starts and then gets off board. So whatever. Just because I don't want to have to deal with it on the map anymore. Truck in H3 is going to start for 1 because I'm pretty sure it's stopped. Yeah, so 1, 5, 7, 8, 13. Man, I really can't. Yeah, I can't go any further. So he'll have to stop and then disembark or unload everybody. Over here with the other armored cars, they are going to continue their move. So this is going to be 1. This guy will move his turret. This guy immediately is DM'd. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Hmm. He has to leave anyways. You know what? I'm gonna do 7 and then stop. I think that makes the most sense here. Yeah. Defense fire phase. I can't really do anything with these squads. I don't have the support weapons anymore, so I can't really shoot at armored vehicles. So I think there's not much I can do. These guys can't see anything, and there's no upper floors. So you can't even be in like an upper floor and say this building and shoot down or do whatever. It is, you can't do anything, which is why the snare is kind of lame for it. But hey, I didn't design it, so it's how it's got to be. Advanced fire phase. I'm going to have. I guess technically I should have turned this that way. I'll just add a +1 to this. So this will be 2 up 1. Sorry, 2 up 2. Nope. And then this will be a 4 up 1. Nope. So they're advanced. Guy in the back in bypass is going to shoot at the building. There's a +1 for the other vehicle, among other things. So there's a +1. Man, I math like this. It's infantry target type, and there's going to be a +2 anyways for the building. So it is a miss. I don't have a rate of fire, but I do get an acquisition, which is pretty nice, all things considered. So he'll get an acquisition. And then the other guy, guy with the gun, is going to do same idea. So it's +2, button up, and no, so +2 for TM, +1 for button up. So it's already +3, and then there's other stuff for shooting in the advanced phase. So nothing doing there. But again, I do get to get an acquisition, which is pretty nice, and I want to fully take advantage of that. Hey, thank you. There we go. So those guys have shot. Is there anybody else to shoot with? Not really. You know what? Guy in D7 is going to do a 5 up 1 or up 2. 8 on 5. I don't think it's anything. No. Well, it's Pintash sick, but he's broken, so can't take it. Not gonna mark him because there's not much of a point to do so. We can take off our prefer and our defensive. So routes. This guy has to route down. So, like, technically, his legal path has to be south. So that's the only, like, even if we went by LOS, you can see this forest K5, right? So 1.5, 3. Now he sees these guys, sees this guy. So I guess technically he can still go 5 because his destination will be here, but he has no more movement, so he's stuck in J5. Or no, wait, he can't do that. He's stuck here in K6 because he'd be getting closer to this guy. And if I'd done it any other way, like if I'd moved to J6 and then J5, then I get to K5 because there's nowhere else to go. Like, I have to go to my destination, and then, oh crap, there's a guy next to it, and then he's eliminated. So, yeah, I get to K6, and then I'm stuck there. And he's moving the MMG because he has the space for it. This guy has to route away. I can't route towards here. So I think technically my destination can be there. I just have to take a weird loop. The problem is do I see anybody? I don't think so. And I don't think I'm getting closer. So the idea is I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think is a legal move. I think so. Is this and this? But this. Oh, really? Okay, no. So I can't get closer. This is very interesting. So I could theoretically do this, I think, but I can't make it because I'd be getting closer. Yeah, is this close? Yeah, that's still mine. I think I just have to low crawl. I don't think I have any other option because I can't leave and get closer. So I still have a target, I just can't get to it. So it's not that there's no legal destination, it's that there's no legal route to that destination. I think is the way it works. So I think I can low crawl, but that's all I can do. These guys had stopped, so these dorks can get into this building. And then that was it. Advances. You're gonna go here to really mess that guy up. These guys are going to split up. Not that I really want them to, but actually, do I need to? No, they're all gonna go here because there's no reason to split up. These guys can't move. You know what? I'm gonna have one guy threaten Buddy with the MMG, and one guy go towards the building so I can get some overwatch on that. Do I want to go here to then make this a 2 movement, and then I get line of height and line of sight? Maybe? Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, nothing else. That's it for advances. There's no CC on turn 2. Turn 3 for the Germans. We have weather. There's no change. Rally phase. Man, which one do I want to try and save? I think I'm going to try and save the guy with the MMG. Like, I don't see why I wouldn't go for him. Unsuccessful, which kind of expected. Over in J2, I've got 3 guys. So I'll do the DMs first, and then the non-DM guy. Only the non-DM guy makes it. DM goes away. And that'll be it for rallies. We go to prep fire. And then, again, there's nothing to prep fire because I have no support weapons anymore. So I'm just going to go to movement. And then this gets very treacherous very quickly. So one of the 447s is going to declare CX, goes to K10, is going to immediately get shot at as a 4 flat? Pretty sure it's a 4 flat. 7 on 4, I believe, is a Pintash check. Yep. So Pintash check. He's fine. 3. I gotta do 2 residual. So 3, 4, 5. And then I can't go any further. Second squad, same idea. Has to go into the hex. Takes 2 down 2, I think it is. I will subsequent, because why not? I don't actually know if that counts as like intensive or whatever. I'm gonna assume not. Even I wouldn't break my stuff anyways, but nothing happens. So he then continues for 3 and then 5 to join his buddy. The leader and squad in L9 will declare CX. They will go to M10. Nobody can shoot them, so they're safe. 4 into N10. 6, then 7, 8. Can anybody shoot them? I don't think so. I think they're there for free. Well, free. Squad 1 declares CX, goes to P9. Guy in the back is going to follow him with his gun and take a shot. No way. That's a -2 up to? I don't think there's any... no wait, it's an up 3 because of... Yeah, it should be an up 3. Hindrance, button up, and woods. Down 2, 1 for being non-assault movement. That, which brings it to a +1, which is 9, which is a miss. But whatever. So that is... 2 movement, 3, 4, 5. I think it's the only way for me to really do it. These guys are gonna declare CX, same idea. 2, they will get shot at. In this case, it's only a +2 down 1, or sorry, down 2, so it's a 7, so it will be a hit. IFT is a 37, which is a 4. 8 on 4 is nothing. No rate is possible, which that's a bummer. So they're here for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And he'll have acquisition there. Yeah. 6, 7 into the gully. Or, yeah, gully. And I think that's it for movement. There's not much else I can really do. Defensive fire phase. I might have a shot from S4 to the guy in R8, so I will take it, or declare it, I should say. Range is 5, which is within range, so it's an 8 down, or 8 flat. 6 on 8 is a 1 morale check. That guy is ELR'd and broken, so another conscripts, which is not good. I'm going to take a shot at the broken guy, so it's a 4 up 1. Nope. 4 up 1, or sorry, 8. Did I calculate 8 up 1, 9, then test check. This guy, 8 on 8 is normal morale check. He's fine. But he's going to be eliminated, so I guess it didn't really matter. Probably shouldn't have shot with that guy, to be honest. Advanced fire phase, none. None that I can do, or want to do, I guess. Routes. So, this guy is dead. I guess technically he could be prisonered, so he will be exchanged for prisoner. Because I think, I'm sure, well, hopefully someone can correct me if I'm wrong. So, he just can't go anywhere. I guess technically he'll drop the LMG, but he can't go anywhere. But I can't. So the only thing available would be low crawl, but you can't low crawl if you're adjacent. You're just going into, like, I don't think you can go. You can do that. So I'm just gonna have to take prisoners. Maybe you could low crawl into B9, but then I just move into C9, and then you again just like route 1 and then whatever. So eventually it doesn't matter. This guy would be dead. So he's dead or captured. This guy can route. He isn't a continuous thing. I could do 2, 4, 6. So I will do that. So he'll go down to S9 for 2, up to T9 for 4, and then goes to T10 for 6. So I at least get some movement out of him. This acquisition has to stay into R8 because you can't see any further into it. Um, the guy with the MMG is dead. And he's dead because he would have to move towards an enemy unit. He has no, well, okay, so that's not technically true. I can't see this guy, but I can see this guy 3 away, and no, I can't go anywhere without remaining adjacent or getting closer to J8. Wait, which, can I see J8? It's not showing LOS, which is great. So let's... No, that crosses. He can't see him. Okay. So then I would route to J6. And then I can't go any further. So I'm just in J6. Okay. Cool. Advances... guys in Q10, I have to take that risk. Guy in S10 or S9 goes to S10. The guys in M10 will go to N10. And I think that's kind of it. No CC. We go to Polish turn 3. And I think this is going to be... Alright, Gus. I don't think Gus is really going to do anything in this scenario. I guess technically, like, I could light fires, but there's not much of a point. Is there any errata for this? No. Really? Okay, well. Yeah, I think... What do I like on my chances here? My chances are not high whatsoever as the Germans. I don't think anybody's chances could ever be high on this one. Let's play this out real quick and see what we can get here. So, prep fire phase, none. Just because there's none I really need to do or want to do. I have to do rally phase. This guy loses DM. This guy keeps it. And then I got 2 squads here. 1, 2. Don't get any of them. So prep fire phase, like I said, nothing happens. I guess prep fire N6. So fuck it, why not? All right, break them. Gun. Bad things. There we go. In light of that, I will shoot the other guy, and I think it's just it's gonna be a +3. Wait, is that seriously just a +3? 1, 2. Oh, it is 4. So it's not going to hit, but I was super close. This can technically go away. Yeah, there you go. So, like I said, movement phase. These guys will unload. So they have technically 5 movement points left. So I'm just going to go into the stone building for... Actually, you know what? No, I can... Why would I go there? 3. Come on. Oh. 4. 5, 6. 5, 6. Thank you. Or, you know what? Whatever. 5, 6. 5, 6 into X6. That's no big deal. This guy unloads for 1, 2, 3, and then 4. I don't think anybody can even see him. Like, I don't think anybody here can see him, so it doesn't matter. These guys have 6 movement points. Oh, you know what? I didn't reassemble this. This reassembled. 1, 2, 3. Oops. 3. Thank you. Guy with a prisoner. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2.5, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This guy's dead. These guys shot, so I don't move them. CX 2, 4, 5, 6, screw it. I'll just do 78 here. Can this guy even see him? I don't even think I can see him. Because a bridge... Is bridge half level? Or is it just hindrance? I always forget. Bridge is hindrance. Okay. So, can I do a 4, up 1? So it's up 1, hindrance, yeah. Up 1, 8 on 4. Pretty sure it's a miss. Yep. If I got a pin test stroke would have been nice, but I mean, I guess I shouldn't. I wasn't really expecting to get anything, but a pin test would have been nice. So that's just that. Start for 1. Same thing with this guy. Start for 1. 4. 8. 10. 13. 16. 19. 22. In motion. What else? I think that's it. Defensive fire phase, like, I don't know. I don't really have anything. I don't think these guys can see this guy. I still don't have any sport weapons. Not really anything I can do. Advanced fire phase. 6. 6 flat. I gotta check this because this is bugging me, and I yeah, it is a +1 to IFT. I always forget that's why. So so yeah, it's a 6 up 1. Never mind. Although it does DM him, which is nice. That will just count as prep fire. Can't do anything with him. No reason to. Nothing to do here. Yep, no. Routes. This guy's dead, so he just failure to route. Nobody else has to route or can route, so I'm not gonna bother. These guys are gonna go here. This stack will go to the wall. This guy is Z5, is gonna go to Z6. Guy with the MMG is gonna go into the building, because why not? It's not really a point either way, but whatever. I6 will jump the hedge. K7 will jump the other hedge. Guy with the prisoners will go up 1. And that's it. And no CC, turn 4. I think I don't want to cut it short, but also this scenario is kind of balls. And I don't think it's going to go on. It'll go on, but I do not think it's possible for the Germans to get a victory here, barring extravagant amounts of luck. So for anybody watching, hear me out here. Let's see if we can magic our way. No weather change, so the gusts are technically, well, I think the gust is one entire turn, whatever. Rally, there's a self rally, doesn't get it, so this goes away. Whereas the Polish get some rallies, so 2, 1 makes it, the other does not, and then a repair, which I don't get. Okay, so I have to get 2 squads and at least a leader from half the board away to the other board, and to make it there in good order. Because if they, I mean, they can break over and over and over again, and as long as they rally, but the problem is that they're probably not going to rally. They're probably not going to rally. I guess, like, I really don't like this scenario. Yeah, I really don't like this scenario. I mean, I guess there are problems with my setup, I guess, when I think about it. But so okay, so I think this is a healthy spot to call it, because I don't think I can get these guys across this open ground into these woods, which is, that's at least, well, 6 movement, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I can get halfway with the best of, or closest of units. So that's one turn one, and then what is it? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it'll take me 3 turns. And I have 1 turn for safety. That's for this guy, maybe these guys. Obviously, if they're leader CX, they'll get an extra little bit. So yeah, 3 turns. These guys are never not making it. 4 turns. I would have to have everything go well for them. I don't think it's going to happen. So I have enough. But if anybody breaks, if either a squad or a leader breaks, and they're not great, like 7-0, not good. 8-0 is better, obviously, but not by much. I really don't think they're making it off board. Like, I have command of all of the open ground. So making it through is impossible. It's gonna be very tough. So here's the problem with the scenario. Let's look at this. Let's use this last part here as a learning experience here. And I find this has been a problem with some Fnatic Enterprise scenarios, which is surprising, because they lasted a long time. Like, Fnatic Enterprises did not just come out of the ether and then vanish within a year. So to make so many products, you'd think that at some point these would have been play tested, or otherwise had, their deficiencies ironed out, and that's just not the case. Maybe there was something where whoever play tested this, didn't want to overrun. Maybe they got really unlucky. I mean, there is something to be said about none of the support weapons got any hits on vehicles. I did get 1, but it wasn't enough to disable. Yeah, man, excuse me. It wasn't enough to disable anything. So, you don't... There's no effect. And if you're not going to get any effect, well, obviously, what can you expect? So, this scenario card says nobody that sets up on board 10 may leave board 10. Now, there is something to consider here, which is half board hexes. There might be a rules lawyery thing here, where if you're on a half hex, board edge, you're not technically leaving board 10. However, there is also the caveat of setup, which says that if you are setting up on board 10, you cannot set up on a half hex, because then you are no longer only setting up on board 10, you're setting up on board FE-1 as well, because they share it. Now, does leaving board 1 prevent you from going into a half hex? Probably not. I'm sure some people could rules lawyer it that way, and I can see the viewpoint, and I can agree with it. At the same time, could someone argue passionately about how that might break the spirit of the rule that the game is trying to impose? Sure, and therefore you can't set up or move into a half hex. Okay, so let's take that out of the equation, right? We don't kill ourselves over the half hexes. On board 10, you get a bunch of half squads, which aren't spectacular. There's something, like, they exist. Okay. But because they can't leave board 10, why would you go to them? There's no reason for the Polish player to ever engage units on board 10. You don't even have to go to board 10. The only reason to interact with board 10 is if you messed up your objective, which is to prevent German units from getting to board 10. Right? Why would you bother doing any of the extra move, putting anybody under threat, having anybody break, just to get crappy terrain that can't really be used to prevent units from going through brush or grain, using the walls, line of sight blocking, and getting in there. Additionally, the squads, the half squads, while you could, I suppose, technically recombine them, there's not much of a point. 2 LMGs it doesn't really matter who uses them, but the problem here is that the LMGs are nice and all, but unless you set up, say, an FF10, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you get a shot. Maybe can you even see this? Yes. Okay. So you can technically shoot 2 hexes. That's it. You have A3 and Z2. So what happens if the trucks go into Y3 or Z3 because you're just using bypass? Well, not going to be able to hit them. You don't, well, I guess Z3, big whoop. Actually, Z3 might cause this to be blocked. Probably not, but it's close enough that you'd want to inspect it. So, point being that you could potentially get a shot, maybe 2, from a half squad sitting up an FF10. Okay, whatever. Roll the dice, right? You might as well. However, you cannot use the squad's inherent firepower because it's a half squad. If you were to recombine them, they are a 4 firepower, so you get half firepower range, which means you get at most 5 firepower, which is still, I think, a 5 on the IFT. It might be a 6. 5 firepower? No, it is 5. So you would need a 5 or less to affect the vehicles, which isn't good. Okay, cool. So you get 2 LMGs. So the only things I can imagine you doing is you set up in F10 or FF10, and you set up in FF2, because FF2 you can at least see down this road. If the Polish player goes down this road, you're screwed. There's just not much you can really do. You're always going to have hindrance. I guess you set up an FF1, pray to God, and then, you know, once he gets here and you're taking +4 hindrance or whatever, hope you get something good. FF2 is like the only good one just because of only having +1 from the hindrance. Either way, it's still a bad shot. You still need a lot more luck than you do skill or anything or planning to get a good shot on them. So that's that. Because the units the Germans start with come in from off board and only get 1 turn of movement, you don't really have any way to prevent the Polish armored cars from doing something against you. All the trucks are immobilized. It says they're immobilized, so you can't repair them. You can't fix them. You can't take one and commandeer it. And you get 3 KFZ-7s that cannot go anywhere. Why do I get 3 cars that can't even move an entire squad, mind you? What is the purpose of these? These are 3 counters specifically to clutter your board. They can't do anything. They can't, like, okay, they can move. Where are you going to move them? Because they cannot, by SSR, go to board FE1. So they're useless. I could have seen maybe you transport squads, right? You have these guys are the only ones you can move. You drive them as far as possible, right? Because it's 30 movement. So, like, whether you like it or not, they get more movement than the Polish trucks, and they're small, which means the armored cars and the other vehicles are just gonna have a harder time hitting them. So you can have this like weird desperation, like, I'm gonna have a leader deploy a squad so that they can jump in Kubel wagons and get the hell out of there. And if you can do that with the three Kubel wagons they give you, that's 3 half squads, that's 3 VP. Toss a freaking leader in 2 leaders in any of those Kubel wagons, and you drive away. Boom. You can complete the objective. It makes it way more dynamic. It's way cooler. And you actually have a reason to have units come from board 10 into FE1 and go back. You have a lovely back and forth action. And I feel like I need to design this scenario at some point, because if nobody's ever designed a scenario like this, then I am shocked. It's way more engaging. You can exploit the length of a full board that you have to cross with infantry only while being chased down. And you can SSR it to say that only the vehicles are allowed to move off board. Instead, it just says all German units. So, a huge drop the ball. I do not understand this. It says, it's so weird. The game, the rules, the special rules say they ignore anybody who said something on board 10, ignores FE1 and all its terrain for routing purposes. Which means you have to then, later on, if you ever got Polish units onto this board, which again, there's no need. So you'd have to get German units onto board 10, or Polish units on board 10, have them interact and lose. And then what? You can't route to board FE1. Why? Like, huh? I don't get it. You have to have this weird, the Polish troops drove all the way down the road, unseated themselves in CC7, jumped into CC9, broke the guy in EE10 or FF10, and then this guy then has to ignore this terrain, so he has to go to FF7. Why? Way too complicated, way too unnecessary. Nobody has ever played this scenario before, allegedly, going by the scenario archive. Obviously, this sort of statement is never true. Someone has to have played it, even if we just count playtesting. But I can't imagine the individual who played this scenario in playtesting and did not come back with any sort of feedback, because either it wasn't observed, or they didn't care. And I'm struggling to understand how this scenario is supposed to be played. The only way I can think of it is that the Polish armored cars get in, all get blasted to shit, and then there's nothing that the Polish player can do in order to gain momentum. But that's not really true, because you have trucks. So you have to have this weird, like, the Polish player has to lose all 4 armored cars, however unlikely that is, and then, after losing all 4 armored cars, have to consistently have their trucks get shot, either blown up, immobilized, or breaking the crew in its entirety. Like, every passenger needs to get shot up, broken, and dismembered or disregarded or whatever. So I don't understand this scenario, how it kind of fell through the cracks on that. Very kind of disappointing, I have to admit, because I was really expecting a little bit more out of this scenario. I thought it'd be more of like a cat and mouse game, but the Germans get no movement bonuses other than CX. The Polish troops don't come in with like half movement points spent to kind of reduce that first turn, ability to catch up or overtake the Germans. There's no benefit to getting the first movement as the Germans, other than distance. The concealment, you're going to lose it at some point anyways. The German MMG starts at DM, which is dumb. I dislike that. They shouldn't have to. Um, and again, I've already spoken at length about everybody that starts on board 10. Dumb, uh, unnecessary, and the reason why I wouldn't even think my chances were great, even if I got these guys to go to get through one large, area of wooded area, and one smaller one, and they break and they get to route. Then they get to route with the wonderful benefit of a 6+1. I don't thematically, I can understand the concept that they're going for, which, like, oh, these are just rear guard units. Maybe they're survivors from, like, these are the guys in these trucks that ran away. Sure. Maybe make it so that they can't move for 2 turns or whatever, or they can only move if the 6+1 rolls under his morale. Like, does he has to go, he has to roll a Pintash check with every unit that he's stacked with. And if he passes the Pintash check, they get to move. That would be more entertaining. It'd be more engaging for the German player. And if you do particularly well in your Pintash checks, even with the +1, your guys then get to go into, this, it's stone building, but it's supposed to be wood building. But you get to go into these wood buildings and watch over these bridges, and you make it tiny bit harder for the Polish player. But sometimes that's all a scenario needs. So again, drop the ball on this. I'm not sure what Fnatic Enterprises were thinking with this one. Could have been improved, and I can only hope that further scenarios in this pack will be a little bit better. So with that bombshell or whatever, I will leave you for tonight. Thank you as always for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope to see everybody on Saturday. Hopefully Saturday won't be super short or anything, although it is May the 4th, and I'm sure there's some things locally which will be doing some fun stuff. So maybe I might participate or whatever. Anyways, I hope to see you all on Saturday, and take care. Have a nice week.